What's going on, everybody? It's FREEDO here for Your Overwatch, and today we mark, celebrate, and break down the return of Seagull into the competitive LAN scene as he flies his way into being a flex substitute player for Team Envyus, who looks incredibly scary. We're going to talk about the implications this has onto the Team Envyus roster, the team comps they are now able to run, as well as break down some of the plays made by Seagull in his debut Envyus match. When I saw Seagull head onto the stage, and they showed his picture on the lineup, I was like, counting the players. Wait a second, did all 7 on the stage? No, he must have subbed in for somebody. I was so excited. I knew there was going to be new things that Envyus was going to be trying, and what they did was forego their excellent diva player Mickey to add in the Pharah threat for the control map Oasis. We'll probably look to see Envyus do this often because Pharah play was definitely their weakness on the squad, and Pharah play in general is quite impactful on control, especially the maps in this pool. The match we're looking at is from the Overwatch Contenders playoffs that went live yesterday, but as going live with this video, Envyus should be starting to play FaZe Clan, so you probably could hop over to catch that live right now, and my prediction is Envyus is going to do a clean sweep on FaZe, actually. I don't think they'll win a map, and especially because Shadowburn couldn't overcome the Pharah of Tsani on Envision, which lost them the control map to Envision. Against Seagull, Shadowburn doesn't look any better. He's going to have to play his Genji pick, but is that going to be enough against Taimu and Defect, who's also the better tracer between the two teams? We've also seen some of the trademark Envyus coordination. I just think that Envyus is going to take it quite handily. So, although FaZe is the best contenders team, the boys in blue at the Dallas Fuel have too much energy, and they're an elite Overwatch League team. It's just not even fair. Now back to Seagull. Where Seagull really shines is his ranged projectiles like Pharah, which he put on display here on Oasis. And this completely changes how well Envyus can play some of these maps. They always look to struggle a bit. On Oasis, look quite uncomfortable. And although you might say Taimu wants to be playing the Widowmaker, I think even more so you'd like to have a dominant Pharah player on your team that can take the battle to the skies and win the air battle convincingly. That really takes a big load off of the rest of the team's shoulders, and to that point, FNRGFE on the second round of Oasis swapped up their strategy to put a pharmacy in the air to challenge Seagull, but they ran into a few problems with this 3 DPS split comp that Envyus wanted to run. At the opening of the round, a rocket from Seagull takes Buds right out of the air, and I think and assume that Taimu probably hit a body shot as well to assist on the kill, and thus the 3 DPS split comp gets to work. Now, we've broken down split comps before, and the term split is one that we utilize on this channel and one that I think should be popularized because it accurately describes how a comp like this wants to play. You're not going to have the tanking presence to be able to play on the point, and you don't have any peel basically whatsoever besides the Lucio, so the different DPS entities that are split up across the map taking their own engagements and duels have to 1, be incredibly skilled, and 2, fend for themselves. So if any of one of them gets in any heat, they have to make their own play. There isn't a diva swooping in to save them. Whatever positioning you're holding, you can't lose it. You can't die. Otherwise, the whole premise of the comp crumbles. You need the threats up and active to continuously split the attention of the enemy, and in this case, the stellar diva player Coolmat has nowhere to turn, because there's always going to be another damage threat on the opposite side. He can't defense matrix every direction, and that actually pans out in Envyus' favor. Now, I actually think Taimu's aim wasn't Taimu-esque in this first map. We got a moderate performance out of him. If he was playing at his potential, they would have won the map even easier, because there's a lot of clutch shots that normally we've grown accustomed to seeing Taimu hit, pinging off tracers, hitting Lucios in stride, things like that, things that only the best Widowmaker in the world can do. And to that point, if I was going to give any criticism of Envyus' play here, I think Taimu could have went onto the Roadhog, and they could have even had another character that's dangerous on the point and more easily shut down the dive tanks. Granted, in this patch, D.Va has way more defense matrix, and the strategy that I'm speaking of looks a lot better in the new version of D.Va, where she's more offensive than defensive. But just as the potential of putting Taimu on a character that he is arguably the best in the world at as well, Roadhog, this team Envyus just has no strategy they can't run. Because with Seagull in the lineup, between him, Effect, and Taimu, they can cover just about every DPS in the game. The more skillful off tanks as well, with Taimu and Roadhog, Roadhog and effect or Seagull on Zarya, which is a character that sometimes you would see Mickey kind of struggle on a little bit. He's definitely more comfortable on the D.Va, and I think this is the type of flexibility that you should expect from an elite level Overwatch League team. You won't be able to compete at the pro level unless you either have the amount of talent that Envyus has or the flexibility, but as it turns out, they have both. Still anyone's game here on the second round of Oasis. Taimu gets an exit frag on Buds on the regroup, and a really interesting split comp situation happens here where we have Taimu back left, and if you're wondering why all those red guys are down there in a tunnel, well, they're chasing effect, but their main DPS, Buds, was still regrouping at this point, so they're not really able to go get effect in the tunnel. They find Taimu, try to chase after him, but he parries away with that new and improved cooldown on the grappling hook, and continuously playing keep away with these individual players being undiveable eventually just buys enough time for the damage to find its mark, and Envyus wins the team fight. This is split comp in a nutshell. You triangulate the team fight and make individual plays to stay alive on the perimeter, and before long you'll realize that the number of damage heroes you have on your team is going to eventually shred through the enemy's defenses. On the last retake, things looked dire. Taimu was unable to take the Mercy out of the sky. Effect dies on the back end, an uncharacteristic early death, but Seagull puts them in his backpack and makes some plays from the air, getting frags, getting value, forcing out res, and buying time for Effect to come back on the fast run back respawn, and Effect does his tracer thing, cleans up the point, and Envyus wins the map. If you're excited for Seagull to be returning to the esports scene in a very interesting way as a dangerous secret weapon, leave this video a like. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and as well, check out links in the description to our Twitter and our sponsor, Razer, where you can find the best gaming equipment. That's been it for me. I've been FREEDO for Your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.
To the fight. Now FRGFE, they're just going to be forced to stall onto the point. It'll be Coolmat launching a self-destruct in the sky. The point goes over to Envy.